Hey YouTube, it's Carla, our Changing 56, and today is Friday. Yay, it's Friday. September the 4th, 2015. And I'm sorry, I just had some cheese crackers and my teeth are yellow. You know, they can't be good for you. What can I say? And I'll address that in a minute. So, I went to see my allergy doctor yesterday to discuss my food allergies and the other allergies that I have. Now, the nurse called me last week and pretty much told me what they were. And it was like eggs and pork and tomatoes and peanuts and soy and gluten. And she said, you know, mold, which I already knew that, and elm, and that's pretty much all the nurse said. So I went in, you know, I'm prepared to take things out of my diet. The main reason I went was because my eyes were pouring water and so was my nose. But I itch all the time anyway. And the doctor, you know, she asked me 9 million questions, and she said, well, has anybody addressed that part of the itching could be because of your liver condition? I said, well, no, nobody's ever told me that. So I posed that question to my PCP, and he said, well, no, I don't think that's an issue. So when I went back yesterday, she said, you know, she told me to start doing several things. Don't use any dryer sheets. Moisturize a lot. And I know I have dry skin because I'm a diabetic, so, you know, I've been doing that, and I have a place on my arm, and she wanted to look at that again. It's been there for a really long time, but my PCP saw it too, and he said, I really think you need to go to the dermatologist, so I have that appointment next week. So when I went back yesterday, her first question is, do you have dogs? I said, yes. She said, well, you're really allergic to dogs. I said, okay. She said, do they sleep with you? I said, yes. She said, well, you need them out of your bedroom. Out of your bedroom, just close the door, don't let them in. Really, out of the house. They don't need to be on the furniture. They don't need to be on your bed. I just laughed at her. I said, you know, they're 9 years old. They're not going anywhere. You know, they're not... I would not be able to sleep forever if I locked them out of the bedroom. It would be one big old whine fest and scratching on the door. So she said, well, I know. Most people say I'll get rid of the doctor before I get rid of the dogs. I said, well, you know, I'll listen to you about, you know, a lot of things, but the dogs are pretty much non-negotiable. If I'm not going to die from them. She said, well, you're not. You may itch. I said, well, the itching is not the major thing. It's the, you know, and I don't do this at home. I do it other places. So, anyway, long story short, and it's not really that short, after we finished discussing the dogs, she said, okay, the other big things are eggs. Eggs, pork, eggs and pork. You really don't need to eat those. She said, I'm not saying you can't ever eat them. You know, it's not going to kill you because you would have already died. But she said, you need to take them out of your diet. I said, okay. I'm willing to do this because I've had stomach issues for a year now, and I've been trying to find out what I'm allergic to, intolerant to, whatever. I said, you know, I already pretty much don't eat gluten because I don't eat bread, I don't eat pasta. You know, I've taken all those things out of my diet. I don't eat sugar. I said, you know, eggs and pork are not that big of a deal. So, she also wanted to skin test me for different types of mold, which she had already told me that I could not have shots because of the heart meds I'm on, that it would cause anaphylactic shock. She said, but if I skin test you, then we need to do shots. And I said, well, you told me like. She said, I know. You'll have to come off your beta blocker. You need to talk to Dr. Hall about that. Well, Dr. Hall's my PCP. I said, no. I need to talk to Dr. Papa Pietro because he's my cardiologist. And a year ago, he got in my face and said, do not ever change any of your medicines or come off of them without discussing that with me. She said, well, then you need to discuss it with him. I said, well, I have an appointment next week with him. It's a yearly appointment, so I will. But she said, well, there are other things besides beta blockers for your blood pressure. I said, it's not for my blood pressure. It's basically for my heart. They want everything to be leveled out, and that low pressure or, metoprolol is what works. I said, I'll talk to him and we'll see what he says. But I'm really not interested in allergy shots for mold. I had them 30 years ago, and they were not really that beneficial at that point in time. In fact, I probably won't go back to see her because I'm going to take all these things out of my diet to see if it helps my stomach and the food intolerance issues that I'm having. That's more what I was interested in than anything else. And I had the allergy testing, so now I have those answers. Okay, there's all that story. Now, with that, my plan, and I planned out my whole little thing. Today at work, I had some time when I planned my menus for work, and I've been trying. Their daughter comes every day to eat now, and she's on a really strict diet and exercise plan. She has a band, and she would like to have a revision to a sleeve, and well, I won't even go there. But she's on a really strict diet now, so I try to cook for both of us. So today I made, and it was wonderful, I made a low-carb pizza crust that was not the cauliflower. It was made with ground chicken and a little bit of about a fourth of a cup of mozzarella and a fourth of a cup of Parmesan cheese, and then Italian spices and some basil. It was wonderful, and you just spread it out really thin on a pizza pan, or I use like just what you call a half baking pan in the cooking industry. But anyway, I spread it out, and then you put whatever you want, whatever toppings you want. So I put marinara on top of it. I did turkey pepperoni and turkey sausage, onions, peppers, and then mozzarella cheese. It was really good. And the crust, no, it doesn't taste like pizza crust, but it's good, and it's good for you. It has tons of protein, so you might try that. It's on my Pinterest under caregiving meals, and I made a post on Facebook. There's some pictures and the links there, so you can try that. Labor Day weekend, don't have any other plans except, what can I say? Roll Tide, Alabama football starts tomorrow. Yay! I have missed football season. I was excited to watch things yesterday, and today I kind of talked Buford and Louise into watching the SEC network. So, love football, and y'all know I'm an Alabama nut, so I'm excited about football and getting started with that. I will be working Monday. And, Monday I just plan to do some oven barbecue chicken, potato salad, baked beans, and slaw, and that's kind of like my last meal. I really don't eat the potatoes. I may eat a spoonful of potato salad, but, I really can't have the mayonnaise or the potatoes, so, But my plan, and I said all that to say this, my plan starts Tuesday, including walking, and a really strict, going back to tracking my food. I have not tracked my food most of the summer. And, I'm staying right at, between 130 and 135, and that's okay. I've said it before. Everybody's happy with that. Now, I'm okay with it, but the walking is what I need to add to it because I need to tighten things up again and get some exercise in and I think once I start walking, and taking all this stuff out of my diet, I'll be wherever I need to be. So that starts Tuesday after Labor Day. Hopefully I can get back on track, and I think I can. Tracking my food helps me more than anything. But I needed this break this summer because I have religiously tracked my food for 3 years since my surgery. If you're new to my channel, I'm 3 years out from gastric bypass, RNY. I've lost essentially, 100 pounds with a little bit of regain because of steroid shots and medicines that I'm on. But I'm still real strict about what I eat. No sugar, no bread, no pasta, no rice. I eat sweet potatoes. I don't eat white potatoes. And now I'm taking pork and eggs out of my diet, and I guess mainly tomatoes. I'm going to eat a few tomatoes. I can live without eggs. I can live without pork, but tomatoes are kind of hard. But I'm going to take them out for the majority of the time. I'll just, really quality things are what I'll have with them. So, that's it. I can't think of anything else I need to say. This is probably way too long. I can't see what the time is. It's, 10 minutes. So, I'm at the lake. I decided to come sit out at the lake. I need to be walking. And when it gets a little cooler, I may come out here this afternoon and bring the girls, the dogs, that I'm not supposed to be around. But anyway, hope y'all have a great Labor Day weekend, and hope you're all doing well. And just go out there and do it. Bye. Roll Tide.